Hi there, we're going to be looking at Mark chapter 7, verse 24 to 30. The faith of a Syrophoenician woman. Jesus left that place and went to the vicinity of Tyre. He entered a house and did not want anyone to know it, yet he could not keep his presence secret. In fact, as soon as she heard about him, a woman whose little daughter was possessed by an evil spirit came and fell at his feet. The woman was a Greek born in Syrian Phoenicia. She begged Jesus to drive the demon out of her daughter. First let the children eat all they want, he told her, for it is not right to take the children's bread and toss it to their dogs. Yes, Lord, she replied, but even the dogs under the table eat the children's crumbs. Then he told her, for such a reply you may go. The demon has left your daughter. She went home and found her child lying on the bed and the demon gone. Now, I'm going to be absolutely honest. This is a weird story. I mean, there's one way of interpreting it as Jesus seems to come across as a bit of a jerk to this woman, which, like, he's the Son of God, so he is not a jerk. So it's very confusing. This woman comes and makes this request, and he throws out this line to kind of deter her, and she immediately comes back, and he goes, okay, cool, granted, your wish is my command, whatever, and he heals her daughter. And I think the takeaway message that I have from this passage, like I said, I don't understand it, it's a bit strange, but the takeaway message seems to be that Jesus doesn't always make things easy for us. There's a number of his miracles, the one with the blind man where he puts the mud on the guy's eyes and then he says, go and wash yourself in the certain pool. He heals the lepers and says, go and show yourselves to the synagogue leaders, things like that. So sometimes he gives a little bit of a task to people to see the miracle. He gets the disciples to hand out the food to the 5,000. He doesn't just make a big pile of food and then hand it out. And so, in a sense, it looks like he's testing people's faith. In another sense, maybe just wanting to see how much we really want it. I think of the story of Abraham taking Isaac up on the mountain and sacrificing him. Like, that whole story seems to be done so that Abraham can realize the faith that he has. As opposed to realizing the character of God or anything like that. It's like, actually, you do love me so much that you're even willing to give your son. Like, he wouldn't have known that until he got to that point of sacrifice. And so that's what it seems to be with this woman. Jesus isn't being a jerk. He's not messing around with her. He's kind of secretly, subtly saying, how much do you want this? How much do you want this? Let's give it a try. And the moment she comes back and she kind of has some wisdom, Jesus, like, he lavishly heals, like, he gives the request, he heals the daughter. He's like, that's amazing, I'm so glad that you really just hungered for this. And the takeaway lesson for us is, like, how easy do we give away? How easy do we give up? You know that you have to do something from God, and the first moment is like a hurdle, or it's difficult, or it's going to be embarrassing, or it requires you to face someone and ask for forgiveness or whatever. And it's like, if you really want this thing, if you're going to live out, if you're going to follow me, when Jesus invited us to follow him, it was about taking up our cross. It was about denying ourselves. It was about death. This is not an easy thing, but it is a good thing. This is the way to live your life. It is the way of love, and the way of love involves people, and they are usually messy, and they're usually broken, and they're going to hurt you. But how much do you want this thing? And if God has touched your life dramatically, then out of that, like, we just have a desire to please him. And it's like, God, I'll do whatever it takes. I want to go that extra mile. You put a hurdle in my way, I want to jump over that. I want to serve you. I want to love you with my whole life. And so that's what I take out of this story.